Hello viewers and welcome to your Monday edition of Erongo Talk. I am your host Frida Moloto. So today I bring you the news, and of course for our interview segment we'll be joined by Dr. Laura van Harde, a doctor from South Africa who is a researcher and curator. She'll be telling us about her exhibition that she'll be having in Swakopmund. Also we bring you the highlights from the Not So Nictus Arts and Culture. So please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Good day viewers and welcome to this week's edition of Erongo Talk. My name is Leandria Mowers.
I am your host Frida Moloto.
I am Emerita Shikesho.
I am Patricia Napo.
Now as usual we bring you the latest news, some sports news as well as the weather and tides.
Om die eerste wen te kry is 'n goeie gevoel man.
Is that the goal, Joy?
Yes, that is currently the goal.
Phenomenal. I feel nice creative team.
To catch up for more news stories, visit our online channel, oneup2.com, or you can visit our website at www.erongo.com.na. Alternatively, you can check out our DSTV channel, channel 285, and on GoTV, channel 25. Well, in our first news, yesterday it was the official opening of the SAIMSA Games at the Jan Welken Stadium here in Walvis Bay, where Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, Agnes Jongarero, made her remarks. Please stay tuned.
As local authorities, we hold a responsibility to ensure not just the professional success of our employees, but also their overall well-being, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Since its inception in 2007, these games have provided a platform where local authorities across the Southern Africa region come together to promote goodwill, cooperation, and healthy competition. Through sports and recreation, we cultivate relationships that transcend borders, fostering unity and collaboration among municipalities. It is not only a celebration of athleticism, but also friendship, teamwork, and mutual understanding. Ladies and gentlemen, sport and recreation are invaluable tools that enhance the wellness of employees, bridging the gap between work and personal well-being. By supporting such initiatives, we send a clear message to our communities that their health and happiness matters.
And moving on, the political rallies has started to kick off across the country, and SWAPO Party had its first rally in Walvis Bay over the weekend. Let's take a look.
As from today on, we have back to SWAPO Party, Comrade Lolis Dunge Ipinge, please come to the front. Lolis Ipinge is back to SWAPO Party. And we are giving him the scarf.
Everyone, good afternoon to the leaders of SWAPO. Yeah, I'm actually not qualified to speak at this platform. And for me to be given this privilege, it's an honor. And I just want to say that I'm back home. And my job is to campaign. So let's campaign for SWAPO. Let's campaign for our candidate. And ensure that we win back Walvis Bay, we win back Erongo, and we take this country forward. I thank you.
Well, viewers, that brings us to the end of today's news. To catch up for more news stories, you can visit our website, that's at www.erongo.com.na. And please do not forget to stay tuned for the interview.
Spring into savings with Union Tiles World of Tiles. Discover unbeatable deals on luxurious, locally produced and imported tiles and accessories. Whether you're renovating your kitchen, bathroom or patio, we've got the perfect solution to transform your space. Be spoiled for choice and step into the Union Tiles World of Tiles. Go to uniontiles.co.za. Find us on Google and connect with us on social media. Union Tiles, style and quality you can afford.
This story started in Pretoria at the Ditsong National Museum of Cultural History and came all the way through into Namibia to Swakopmund. But in order to tell you that story, I'm going to have to start at the beginning with the first project, and that project is called Inherited Obsessions. And it started with a conversation that I had in the anthropology storage area with Mutsani Gertrude Siabela, who is the anthropology collections curator for Ditsong. So this story started in around 2021, 2022, while I was doing my postdoctoral fellowship at the University of Pretoria. And I came to visit the anthropology. The storage area showed me and introduced me to multiple objects in that collection. And one of the objects she showed me, or one of the groups of objects she showed me, were these incredibly beautiful grain storage baskets, otherwise known as disego in Sepedi. And what I found so interesting about these baskets and Mutsani's explanation of her role as a curator looking after them was the difficulties that curators generally experience trying to look after objects generally, but these objects specifically. So taken out of their functional role as grain storage baskets, when they're not actually filled with grain, they start to implode, and it becomes very difficult to look after them and to keep them in their original sort of round state, as you can imagine. So functionally they're filled with grain, and here in the museum, and these specific baskets were collected in the 60s, and it's very difficult for the curators to work with these baskets and to keep them in the state of wholeness. And this is something that Mutsani was explaining to me, and it's something that most curators in museums experience at some point or another, this question of preservation and conservation, and how do we look after these objects that were, as I coined it, inherited from the past, from a different group from a different time, and how do we look after these objects in the present, and should we be looking after them? So these are all the questions I started to think about while I was researching what would become the Inherited Obsessions project, which took the form of an exhibition that opened on Heritage Day in South Africa on the 24th of September 2022, and also a book, this publication here, which I worked with 8 other academics and who all contributed to this publication. So this is the starting point, and while I was researching this in the Ditsong storage rooms, I found this little cabinet, and I went through the cabinet, and while I was going through it, I found 2 photographs that both depicted these grain storage baskets, the disego. And what I found so interesting about these photographs is they were completely sort of stacked in this little cabinet. They had no real relation to the baskets at that point, other than the fact that they were in the same sort of area. But this is the value of archives. Who knows what potential these photographs could have? And at the time, I started thinking about this in an imaginative way, thinking about how would we find the people that were depicted in these photographs. And all the photographs said were issued by State Information Office, Pretoria, and Abambo women in front of their grain stores, and the other said bringing in the grain for storage against famine. Those unable to supply grain make a payment of 5 shillings per annum. That was all the information that was recorded on the back of these photographs. So then I started thinking imaginatively about how one would go about finding the women depicted in these photographs. How would we find out more about how these baskets were made? What is the potential of these photographs now that we've collected them, kept them? Someone's thought of preserving them, and they're in this museum in Ditsong. What is the potential of this archive? So I thought about that imaginatively, and I created creative research in response to that. So I made artworks that depicted these women and my imagination of what these women would look like, and trying to grapple with, you know, what their identities are and who they were. So I started thinking about that, and then about a year later, so in June, July last year, 2023, I was traveling through Namibia for tourism, quite separately. But while I was traveling, when people heard that I am a researcher and from the University of Pretoria, they all suggested that I come to the Swakopmund Museum because everyone said it is such a wonderful place to visit. So I had to come, and I came to visit, and I made my way through the exhibition, looking at every single object, every photograph, everything that I could see. And it took me a long time to walk through everything. And then I came to one of the displays, which happens to be the display that we're standing in now. And as I stood looking at these photographs on the wall, I noticed one photograph in particular, which is this photograph here. And this is one of the photographs that I found in the little cabinet in Ditsong, what would have been almost 2 years before this experience that I was standing in the Swakopmund Museum. So at that point, I called Nadine, the curator here, and I spoke to her and I told her about this amazing serendipitous moment. And we started this incredible conversation, which has ended up in this exhibition that's going to be opening on the 24th of September 2024, which is this coming Tuesday. And yeah, we started this conversation, and with all her support and hard work, we've been able to take this exhibition and continue the conversation from the archives in Ditsong all the way through to the Swakopmund Museum, and we've engaged with the local Oshiwombo community, and we now have someone who has been commissioned to make one of the grain storage baskets, one of the contemporary baskets. So she will be making a basket in the museum, and we're bringing the basketry and the traditional knowledge of basket making all the way into the place where this conversation started, with the original photographs being taken. And Anne Stasia Mulongeni is going to be making a basket for us at the exhibition opening on Tuesday. And we're bringing basically the archive to life, bringing it from something that could have been quite stagnant, sitting in just an archive in a storeroom, all the way through to a conversation that is encouraging and bringing in the people from the area, and also looking at the traditions and their heritage and supporting that space as well through this creative, what started as a creative, imaginative conversation, all the way through to a practical engagement with contemporary traditional knowledge production.
Thank you so much, Dr. Laura.
Oh, please let me have another half an hour in bed. It feels like the pillow is stuck to my head. to face another day of frost and of ice. My eyes keep on closing, my brain's in a fuzz. If I don't get up soon, I'll miss the school bus. Why is the best sleep when it's time to arise? I only wish now I could open my eyes. I'm drifting again, the world's going dim. It's a land of not there I'm entering in. Then suddenly I'm awake with a great start and a jump. I say to myself, you're a great chump. School is no go, at least for today. Why is that so? Because it's Saturday, hooray!
With me here, I have the very talented Rainy Davids. Rainy, you just did a very awesome oral at Treasure Island. Tell me, how long did it take for you to recite that poem or to learn that poem?
Oh, well, it's basically like a week or so.
Wow! Now you also were cooking yesterday. How did it go yesterday?
We did good, but we made like a weird combination of Marmite and cheese.
Oh my! How did it taste? Did it taste nice?
Yeah, it tasted good.
Now, Rainy, you also dance. Now, which one do you like the best? Cooking, dancing, or the oral?
Dancing.
Really? So
Definitely.
you're a dancer.
Yeah, I'm definitely a dancer.
How old are you, Rainy?
I'm 8 years old.
Okay, can we see you again at the Kuns en Kultuurfeest next year?
Yeah?
Is this your first time?
Yeah.
How are you enjoying the festival?
It's very fun.
What would you like to tell your other friends here at the festival?
Well, good luck for them, and yeah.
We'll see you next year.
Yeah.
You told her if she wore that dress, she'd be the prettiest of all. You told her she should wear high heels because she needed to be tall. You told her how to cut her hair and how much skin to show. You told her exactly what to wear. Trust me, because I know. You told her she wanted boys. She had to change her ways. You told her to wear makeup because plain skin's not okay. You told her who she could love. That anything different was wrong. But you made her feel secluded, like she never would